Good morning, dear students. So today we will discuss about one of the most revolutionary invention in the entire history of physics, or it will not be wrong if we say in the entire history of world also, in the late 19th century, by one of the greatest scientists or physicist, Nikola Tesla, whose invention has totally, completely changed the scenario of the entire world as well as human's life in the field of evolution in every sector, each and every sector. Today we cannot imagine our life without this invention. Entire world, every sector survives, exists, runs on this invention. And this is alternating current. So what is alternating current? We have already learned about DC, that is direct current. Okay. Direct current means whose magnitude and direction doesn't change with time. It remains constant, unaltered, unchanged with time. It's called DC, not direct current. Whose example is the battery source. Okay. But this alternating current, which is called AC, here AC doesn't mean air conditioner. Okay. Alternating current. It means it is very clear from its name, that is alter. Alter means which changes with time. So it is a special kind of electricity, unlike DC, whose magnitude and direction changes with time. So that's why it is called alternating current. So how is it produced? Okay, what is its characteristics? Okay, we will see in this video in briefly. So already we have learned from the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction that if a closed coil is placed in a magnetic field and if we move it or rotate it in that field, a current is induced. We get induced current in it, and induced current flows through it. Why? Because due to movement of the coil or rotation of the coil, the number of magnetic field lines passing through the coil, that is magnetic flux, changes, and as a result an EMF is induced in it. Since current or electricity cannot be generated automatically by itself, for that we need some voltage or EMF. So due to change in flux passing through the coil or linked with the coil, EMF is induced in the coil, and due to that an induced current flows through it. We have already learned about this. So here, what is the mechanism? So here we can say, since we are rotating, so here in this case the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. The perfect example is AC generator. Later we will learn about it. Okay. So here you can see there is a magnetic field, a uniform magnetic field in which a coil is placed. Okay, now it is placed perpendicularly. Okay. Now if we rotate, when we start rotating the coil inside the magnetic field, the number of magnetic field lines crossing or passing or penetrating through the coil means the magnetic flux will change. Number of magnetic field lines through the coil will change means magnetic flux will be changed, and according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, an EMF will be induced in it. And due to that, current will be induced in that coil, whose direction can be easily determined by Fleming's right hand rule. Clear? Since it is moving, and you can see the coil is rotated in the clockwise direction. You may rotate it in anti-clockwise direction also. Okay, but here it is shown in the clockwise direction. So magnetic field is in this direction. Okay, force is acting in the, if you take this side, okay, now force is acting in the, this is the direction of the magnetic field. Index finger, thumb indicates the direction of force. So the middle finger indicates the direction of current which flows in this direction. If you take this side, then when you rotate, force will act in the downward direction. Magnetic field is in this direction, force in this direction, current is in this direction. So current is flowing in the clockwise direction. Okay, which we will learn in detail when we will discuss about AC generator. So now the coil is placed in this magnetic field. Okay. So now the component, this is the direction of the magnetic field, and this is the coil. Suppose this is the coil. So this is coil. So at first it is placed like this. Then we will rotate like this here. Then through this. Then and then one complete cycle, one complete rotation. So first of all, we will find out the component of the magnetic field normal to plane of the coil. This is the plane of the coil. This is direction of magnetic field. So we will find out the direction of the coil, the direction of the magnetic field normal to the plane of the coil. So suppose this is the first position, and through slightly rotation in the clockwise direction, it takes the second figure in this position. So now we have drawn the perpendicular or normal on the plane of the coil, which is indicated by dotted lines. So it makes an angle theta with the magnetic field. So the component of magnetic field, okay, normal or perpendicular to the plane of the coil is nothing but AC. Since AC is the perpendicular drawn on the coil. This is the coil. After a slight rotation, okay, it takes this form. So AC, so you can see clearly triangle ABC, it forms, it's a right angle triangle whose AC is the base, BC is the height, and AB is the hypotenuse. So the component normal to the plane of the coil of magnetic field is AC. Now base by hypotenuse, AC by B equals to cos theta. So we can write AC is equal to B cos theta, very clear. So now flux. Since everything is here happening due to change in flux, so first of all we need to find out the flux. So flux phi equals to, we all know that B into A magnetic field times its area. What is A? A is the area of the coil. Clear? Length into breadth. So here we have got the component of B is B cos theta. So B cos theta into A, that is BA cos theta. That is BA cos omega t. In place of theta we have written omega t because in class 11 we have learned from uniform circular motion, that is angular velocity omega equals to angular displacement theta by t. So theta is equal to omega by t. Very clear, no problem with this. Now we will find out rate of change of flux, which is key, isn't it? It's the basic, which is the culprit due to creation, okay, in the creation of EMF. So d phi by dt, rate of change of flux. So it means differentiation of phi, that is BA cos omega t. So BA is constant, BA is constant. Now the derivative of cos theta equals to minus sin theta, we all know that, so that is minus sin theta. But this is not theta, this is omega t, so t is the derivative factor, so omega is constant. So ddt of omega t, omega will come out. So it's very clear from mathematics, isn't it? If you are amazing in mathematics, only in that case you can be amazing in physics also. So here we can see minus BA omega sin omega t. So this is rate of change of flux. So since as soon as the flux is changing, so this rate of change of flux will create an induced EMF. So induced EMF from Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Rate of change of flux is directly proportional to EMF. Okay, so EMF is equal to E, again is equal to minus d phi dt, phi minus due to Lenz's law. Okay, the direction of the induced EMF or current opposing its creation. So minus d phi dt. So already d phi dt is minus. So now minus plus. So BA omega sin omega t. So this is the expression of the induced EMF. Okay, the EMF induced in the coil. So now if the coil, now this coil having single turn, if the coil, okay, contains n number of turns, it is more than a single turn. So the induced voltage in the coil of n turns, EMF means voltage. So E is equal to V, we can write V in place of E, since EMF is nothing but voltage. So V is equal to multiplying N, whatever we have, B A omega sin omega t multiplying N, N A B omega sin omega t is equal to V0 sin omega t. In the place of N A B omega we have written V0. It has been shown V0 is equal to N A B omega. So since voltage is induced, obviously next step is we will get some induced current. Now induced alternating current in the coil is I is equal to, according to Ohm's law, V by R, where R is the resistance of the coil. So V by R, what is V? That is V0 sin omega t by R. So V0 by R, we have written I0 sin omega t, where I0 is the current ratio between voltage and resistance. Here V0 is called maximum or peak value of voltage, whereas I0 is called maximum or peak current. Clear? So this is the equation of the alternating or the, okay, induced alternating voltage, whereas this is the equation of the induced alternating current. Induced alternating voltage, induced alternating current. Okay, I is equal to I0 sin omega. So now we will try to see its value. So since theta, we will put the value theta. So at first the coil is in this position. This is the plane of the coil. This is the direction of the magnetic field. So initially the coil was in this position. Now why? Now here you can see in the diagram the coil is slightly tilted. It has been drawn like this. Why? Because it is not possible to draw the coil exactly in this shape. otherwise it won't be visible to you. So that it can be visible to you, you can see the coil clearly. That's why I have drawn the diagram of the coil like this. Okay. So initially it is the same shape, 90 degrees. This is 90 degree. As I said, I have tilted it. I have drawn it slightly in the tilted form so that you can understand. So this is the same. Initially, it's the initial position of the coil. When theta is equal to 0. Again, I am saying by theta. Theta is the angle between the direction of the magnetic field and the normal or perpendicular drawn on the plane of the coil. It is not the angle between the direction of the magnetic field and the coil, because it is 90 degree, isn't it? This is the coil, this is the plane of the coil, and this is the magnetic field. So theta is not the angle in between these two. Theta is the angle between the magnetic field and the normal drawn on the magnetic field, isn't it? So initially you will see a perpendicular was drawn on the coil or plane of the coil. So this is theta. So initially when coil is in this position, so it will apply the theta is equal to 90 degree. As I said, theta is not the angle between B and the coil. So that otherwise it would be 90 degree, isn't it? But here theta is equal to 0. Why? Here theta is the angle between the direction of the magnetic field. You can see the coil is in between this magnetic field. Since the coil is within the magnetic field, so that's why it is placed in this is the magnetic field. So B is in this direction. The direction of B is in this. Okay, towards this. This is the coil. But dotted line indicates the direction. Okay, is the normal, isn't it? The perpendicular drawn on the plane. So this is theta. Okay, so theta is equal to 0. This is the coil. Okay, so here, okay, initially, so this is the coil. This is the coil. This is the magnetic field, and this is the perpendicular normal drawn on the plane of the coil. So angle between this and this are parallel. So theta is equal to 0 initially. So when theta is equal to 0, what is the value? Sin 0 is equal to 0, I minimum. So initially there is no induced, okay, there is no induced voltage, so no induced current. Why? Because to get the maximum induced voltage or current, we need change in flux. As I said during explanation of Faraday's electromagnetic laws, isn't it? I said whenever there is any change in the flux, only in that case we get voltage and current. Otherwise, since it is the initial position, so maximum magnetic field lines, change in flux is maximum. Why? Magnetic field is in this direction, you can see, and coil is in this position. So all the magnetic field lines are crossing through it. So magnetic flux is maximum, change is not maximum. Okay, theta is equal to 0 is equal to 0. Second position, here in this, initially like this, then here, then in this position, then rotate and then rotate. Clear? Initially in this position, when theta is equal to 0, then theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 degree means, in this case, the coil is in the direction of the magnetic field, but perpendicular drawn on this, it is 90 degree. Clear? So when theta is equal to 90 degree, what happens? At first we will see the value of the current from equation. We all know that sin 90 is equal to 1. So sin 91, so sin omega t 1, I is equal to I 0, I is equal to maximum. Theta is equal to 90 degree. Why is it happening? Initially when the coil was in the first position, theta is equal to 0 degree, means, again I am saying, when coil is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field, then normal is parallel. When coil is in the direction of the magnetic field, normal is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Very clear. So in this position 0, all the magnetic field lines are crossing through the coil maximum. It means magnetic flux maximum, not change maximum. Second position, 90 degree. It means now magnetic field lines passing through the coil is 0. Why? Because all are passing over it, you can say. It has to be penetrate, it has to pass through isn't it? Its abdomen, its middle central, it has to cross perpendicularly. So initially maximum, now it cannot penetrate its plane, it has to pass through its plane. Clear? All the magnetic flux will be maximum when all the magnetic field lines will penetrate through its plane like this. This is maximum magnetic flux. This is magnetic field lines. Okay, this is plane of the coil, maximum. When it will like this, all will just pass over it. It will not, isn't it? It can't take they will not take its plane, isn't it? Like this. over, down. The plane of the coil will be invisible to the magnetic field lines. When again it will be like this, again resist like this. So this magnetic flux is maximum, magnetic flux is minimum. Clear? All the magnetic field lines passing through the coil, magnetic flux is maximum. When no magnetic field lines penetrating the plane, magnetic flux is minimum. So initially magnetic field line, okay, coil was in this position, magnetic flux was maximum. When we turn it 90 degree, we can say it's 1/4 rotation, isn't it? It's 90 degree. Then change in magnetic flux is maximum. Change. So that's why 90 degree is equal to 1. Is equal to theta is equal to I0 by maximum. So it's 1/4 complete. Take then next position. What is this third figure? When theta is equal to 180 degree. 0, 90, then again 90, isn't it? Theta is equal to 180 degree. Why? Parallel, again normal drawn on the perpendicular drawn on the plane of the coil, magnetic field like this, isn't it? So theta is equal to 180 degree. Sin pi is equal to 0, again minimum. Again minimum. Clear? In this, what is happening? Again, all the magnetic field lines are crossing, are penetrating through the plane of the coil. Means again flux is maximum. Next, so this is first half complete. One half complete. One half. Then next cycle starts. Second half starts. Again 270 degree. Theta is equal to 270 degree. At first we will see the value according to the mathematical equation. When theta is equal to 270 degree, then we all know that sin theta, that is sin 3 pi by 2, isn't it? Is minus 1. So that is minus I0. So this is called minus I0. It is minus maximum. Now its direction is changing. At first it was positive maximum, but now it is changing its direction. That's why it is called alternating current. Now minus. According to why sin 270 degree is equal to minus 1. So minus maximum. So 0, 90, 180, 270. Then finally takes its original position. Then it completes one cycle. Theta is equal to 360 degree. Again sin 360 degree is equal to 0. Then in minimum. So now explain this thing on the basis of flux or whatsoever. So from this, so it completes one rotation. It is one half, first half rotation, and this is second half rotation. So from 0 to 180 degree, it completes first half rotation, whereas from 180 to 360, second half rotation. And in this way, it executes one complete cycle, one complete rotation. Clear? So in one complete rotation, two half is involved. Just like in the football match, first half and second half. So in one complete rotation, one is first half, one is second half. If first half is positive, second half is negative. Clear? You can see the negative. So now we will see. So in the first half, we can see in the first half rotation of the coil, current is changing from minimum, that is 0 to maximum, and again minimum. Clear? Isn't it? Very clear. 0, at first it was 0, then maximum, then minimum. Because 0 to 1 or I0, then 0. Then in the second half, it also arises from here 0 to negative maximum to minimum, isn't it? So in both half of rotation of the coil, current rises from 0 to maximum to again 0, and in the second half it does the same, again from 0 to the negative maximum and in minimum. So in both the cases, you can see in the second half it is changing in the direction. So in first half rotation, the current flows in one direction, whereas in the second half current rotates. The value of the current is negative. It reaches its negative value, but in another second half rotation. It's clear. We may take current or voltage whatsoever. Instead of current, we could take the expression of voltage also. Okay. So in first half rotation, both in first half rotation. So in first half rotation of the coil, the current is in the one direction, whereas in the second half the current is in the opposite direction. Okay, it rises from 0 to maximum to 0. Okay, minimum to maximum to minimum, and in the second half rotation, again minimum to maximum, negative maximum and minimum. In the first half, the current flows in one direction, whereas in the second half in another direction. But in the second half, its direction is opposite to the first half. Clear? So now, what are the noticeable things? You need to notice some things. Clear? When the current is becoming maximum, when current is becoming minimum. You can see current in this throughout, in this complete cycle, isn't it? In complete cycle, starting from 0. Maximum where 2 times. At the 2 position of the coil, it is maximum, isn't it? In this value. Current is becoming maximum twice. It's also becoming minimum twice. Okay. This you will not take. You can say sub 3 times. It is the initial position because we need to start from 0. I am talking about the during the rotation. When the rotation starts after that. So after giving the rotation, current becomes maximum twice, minimum twice. When it becomes maximum and in which position it becomes minimum. Maximum means you can see when theta is equal to when the coil is, isn't it? In the both the positions. When coil or plane of the coil is parallel or in the direction of the magnetic. Very clear. Look at this. In this position, very clear from this. This is the position of the coil. Clear, very beautifully shown. In this position, when the coil is in the plane, when the direction of the plane of the coil is parallel or in the direction of the magnetic field, in those cases, it is maximum. And when minimum, when the coil is perpendicular, the plane of the coil or the coil is perpendicular, meaning this perpendicular to the plane of the coil, isn't it? When the coil or plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field, in both the position, it is minimum. Conversely, we can say that how this maximum and minimum value is related to flux. You can see this case, and this case. Flux is maximum, isn't it? When all the magnetic field lines are penetrating, passing through the plane of the coil. Only in these cases, current is minimum. Take this value 0, minimum. When theta is equal to 180 degree, it is minimum. 270 degree, okay. 360 degree, it is minimum. So it means when flux is maximum, current is minimum. And in the conversely, you can say, where is maximum? In this position. What is the flux? 0. Number of magnetic field lines 0. It is not able to penetrate in the plane because everything over, up, down, up and down. Again in this position, up and down. So when flux is minimum, current is maximum, isn't it? Look at this. Very clear, isn't it? In these 3 positions, 0, 270 and 360, 0, 180 and, isn't it? 0, 180, 360, 0, 1, 360, minimum, isn't it? Maximum 90 and 270, 90 and 270, so isn't it? In these 3 positions, flux is maximum, current is minimum. In these 2 positions, 90 and 270, isn't it? Flux is minimum, current is maximum. It means when the plane of the coil or coil is parallel to the direction of the magnetic field and flux is changing, flux is becoming changing from maximum to minimum. Only in those cases induced current is maximum. Have you understood or not? Very easy. Flux was maximum, flux is minimum, current has become maximum, isn't it? Flux was maximum, flux was minimum, current was maximum. Or we can say flux minimum, flux maximum. So we can say, so one thing we have clear in terms of the direction of the plane, in terms of the position of the coil. In which position of the coil current is maximum? When the coil is parallel or to that, when the coil is parallel to the magnetic field, isn't it? Isn't it? When the coil is parallel to the magnetic field, current is maximum. And when the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field, it is minimum in terms of flux. When flux is becoming from maximum to 0, then current is maximum, isn't it? Flux from maximum to 0. flux maximum, flux zero, maximum. And when minimum? When flux changes from 0 to maximum, from 90 degree, isn't it? No flux. When maximum flux. Clear? In this case, current is minimum. Very clear. So current is becoming maximum when plane of the coil is parallel or in the direction of the magnetic field, and flux is changing, starting from maximum to minimum. When flux is changing flux becomes from maximum to 0, and in the case when the plane of the coil is parallel to the magnetic field, only in that case current is maximum. And when flux is becoming from 0 to maximum, or the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field, in those cases current is minimum. Clear? So this is the alternating current. In the first half rotation, current is in one direction, whereas in the second half, current flows in opposite direction. In both the cases, it is happening from 0 to maximum to minimum, then again minimum to maximum to minimum. Same thing is happening in both the halves. Same thing means minimum to maximum to minimum. In first half from 0 to maximum to minimum, again second half from 0 to maximum to minimum. Same thing, isn't it? 0 is minimum, maximum, minimum, again minimum, maximum, minimum. Same thing, but direction is opposite in the second half. It is repeatedly changed with time, which can be easily seen through its equation, sine wave, sine omega t. It depends on time. It depends on time. So that's why it is changing due to this function. Whose function? Sine omega t. Since it's a sine function, so that's why its direction is changing. Okay. Now it has been clearly shown through the graph also. Very clear. X-axis represents the time, indicates time, whereas voltage or current is plotted in along y-axis. Starting from 0. 0, this is 1/4 rotation, 90 degree. You can see when it is 0, okay, voltage or current was 0. Then slowly it was increasing at the 90 degree. When theta is equal to 90 degree, current is maximum. It is 1/4. Then gradually, slowly it decreases. Then at 180 degree, it has become 0. Clear? That is minimum. Again in the opposite direction, it becomes maximum, but now in opposite direction. It is maximum in opposite direction. 270 degree again, that is minus. Minus, that's why in the opposite direction, that is negative. Okay, that is negative axis. Then again when at 360 degree, again is 0. So it's nicely, okay. So it is also nicely shown through the graph. So this is the graph of the alternating voltage or alternating current. Now to the second diagram or the second graph, isn't it? It is very beautifully shown, or it is very clearly and beautifully explained that variation of induced EMF with the variation of flux. As I said, when the flux is maximum, current is 0, and when the flux is minimum, current is maximum. Opposite thing, isn't it? Horizontal line, isn't it? There are two graphs. This graph indicates, capital E indicates the graph of the induced EMF and induced current also we can say, since current is obtained from EMF or voltage, and this phi indicates the changing flux. Now you can see initially E is 0 when phi is maximum, isn't it? Phi is at the top. So when flux is maximum, induced EMF is 0, means current is 0. Exactly, which is happening? Perpendicular means maximum flux, current is 0, induced EMF is 0, isn't it? 0, 0, 0, 180, 360, all these are in all these cases, flux was maximum, but current is 0. Just see. Then when slowly flux decreasing, this indicates very easy. Slowly the flux is decreasing, and with the decrease of the flux, EMF or current is increasing. Then when flux becomes 0, okay, minimum, induced EMF is maximum, which is exactly happening in these cases. When the coil is parallel or in the direction of the magnetic field, means flux, no magnetic field is penetrating the plane. Flux is okay, magnetic field lines is there, but it means the penetrating the plane of the coil is 0, because it is just like a straight line in the point also, but it is just passing over its head, up and down. In these cases, Again, when flux is negative maximum, then again EMF is 0. Again, when EMF is maximum, flux is 0. When flux is maximum, EMF is 0. So where it is very similar, isn't it? It nicely shown the similarities, or isn't it? Nicely explained. Okay, the entire explanation between the EMF and the flux. Flux was maximum, flux is maximum, EMF is 0. Flux is minimum, EMF is maximum. Okay. Flux is negative maximum, EMF is 0. Okay. EMF is negative maximum, flux is 0. When flux is maximum, again EMF is 0. Clear? So this is alternating current. Okay. And now what happens? The frequency of the alternating current, that's the domestic alternating current, which we use in our household, in our house, is 50 Hz. In America it is 60 Hz. Okay. 50 Hz means 50 rotations per second. You all know that the number of rotations or vibrations in 1 second. So 50 cycles in 1 second. So in 1 second, isn't it? This is 1 rotation. So like this, 50 rotations is complete in 1 second. So what happens? What does it mean? As we have shown that in 1 rotation, this is half rotation, this is second half rotation. So in 1 rotation, there are 2 types of rotation is associated. One is positive rotation, one is negative rotation. Clear? So 50 rotations means 50 times plus, 50 times minus. Very clear. In 1 cycle, this is 1 cycle. In 1 cycle, this is positive rotation, this is negative rotation. So current flows in first half rotation, current flows in first half in positive direction, in second half in negative direction. If the frequency is 2 rotations, in 2 rotations, current will move 2 times in the positive direction and 2 times in the negative direction. So how much rotation, isn't it? So in 50 cycles, what will happen? Obviously, the current will flow 50 times in the positive direction and 50 times in the negative direction, means 100 times. It means, isn't it? So 50 times in positive and 50 times in negative. Then the next most interesting thing is that in a 1 complete cycle, what we have seen, in 1 complete cycle, current has become maximum 2 times, twice. Current becomes maximum twice, minimum twice. Very clear from the equation. Next. So inside 1 complete rotation, in 1 rotation, that is in case of 1 first half rotation, current has become maximum, and in second half it is minus maximum. So 2 times, that is twice. So in 1 cycle, alternating current becomes maximum twice, minimum twice. So if we see 1 cycle, it becomes twice maximum, twice minimum. In 50 cycles, what will happen? 100 times in positive direction, 100 times in negative direction. So it means in our house, all the lights generally glows, isn't it? 50 times off and on, maximum and minimum. Maximum means switch on, means on, current flows. Minimum means current is 0. So when current is 0, current cannot be flown, and in those cases, electrical appliances cannot run. So it means in our household, domestic electric circuit, or in our house, what happens? 100 times all the electrical appliances are generally works 100 times on, 100 times off. But why it is not possible for us to detect it? Because it happens so rapidly, that is, it is not possible. It is not possible for us to detect it with our eyes, isn't it? It's just like to detect the presence of the blades in case of rotating of a fan, isn't it? It is not possible. In our life, everything is not possible. Something happens with the blink of our eyes, that is at the speed of light, that it is not possible for us to detect each and everything. It happens so fast, so immense fast, isn't it? That is, it is not possible. It means current is 100 times positive, negative. Current flows in this direction, on off. But it is so rapidly, so fast, so quick, our eye cannot, it is not possible for us to detect it. So in our house, electrical appliances, in bulbs or everything, 100 times generally becomes on and 100 becomes off. As I said, it is impossible to detect. It happens so fast. So this is alternating current. Clear? So we can say from here is that in first half, is positive and in the second half it is negative, so its mean value is 0. In the next video, we will discuss about its mean value and its RMS value. Okay.